What's up, everybody? This is Daryl, and on behalf of Nerdcore Movement, this is the D Dots Quickie Review for DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Episode 11, The Magnificent Eight. Now, of course, in this episode, I'm going to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and of course, my speculations for the next episode. Now, to begin with, my top of the list will be Mick still. I still believe that Mick has become a lot more complex character ever since he became Kronos, and to the fact that now that he has been taught by the Time Masters and he's been this villain for so long that now he's not what people would consider the weak link of the team, consider the fact that he has so much knowledge of the protocols and everything that the Time Masters may actually go through. And I feel that that may come into play a little bit later on in the couple of shows or even the next season, because he's still going to have to deal with the fact that now he's felt like he's betrayed, or he didn't feel like he betrayed the Time Masters, but now he's got them coming after him, and will the team be able to help him take down the Time Masters if need be in later episodes or the season. Next for me was actually Ray and Dr. Martin. Now, I was bashing Ray on the last couple of episodes about him being able to stay in one specific timeline, but in this episode, I felt that he was one of the stronger points of the episode just because of the fact that Martin and Ray ended up wanting to be what they were originally set out to be, which was not to stop Vandal Savage, but to become heroes. And they both brought up the fact that Ray couldn't just leave a town that was being terrorized by villains the entire time just because they're not there. He felt he needed to do something, even though he didn't use his tech suit. He had to use his intelligence and being able to call bluffs in order to help the town become a safer place. And I thought that was really strong for Ray's character, just because he's someone who's always willing to help. And same thing goes for Martin for me, in the fact that he just being a scientist and a doctor, there's nothing he could do but help someone when they're sick, no matter how much it will affect the timeline. His own DNA just can't let someone leave while they are becoming sick and ill. I brought this up a little bit earlier in a couple of episodes ago, to where I did not like the whole crying from Ray about leaving a specific timeline. I'm about to completely contradict myself now, considering the fact that with Rip and leaving this timeline before he became too attached to it, and once he did leave the town that he was living in or protecting in, we haven't dove into that too often yet, to where once he left, the town was completely destroyed. And that is why we were brought into Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex, I thought, was very good for this particular episode. I thought him being in this 1 hour episode was better than the Josh Brolin movie that we got a couple years back, which for me was this was not a very good film. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's just not a good film for me. And the way they brought Jonah Hex into this one too was being an outlaw, but it's not his first time mixing with not Time Masters, but time travelers. You get his sense of this is just how the world is, and I feel that he's very strong for that character. Who knows, maybe this could lead into another spinoff for him, another spin-off television show for Jonah Hex. I can see how DC can take a lot of different times from this from this season alone, into making it into a wider extended universe for their television shows. And the last good thing for me was, after the Legends defeated the Hunters, which we'll get to in a little bit, the fact that the Time Masters have issued their trump card, which is called the Mega Protocol, which means they're about to clean deck. They have had enough from what the Legends have been doing in different timelines, to where Kronos or Mick explained that now that they have done this, they're going to send their top assassin, the Pilgrim. And the fact that the Pilgrim has now been called to take down the Legends, the fact that she doesn't go after your present time, she goes back in the past and stop you from ever being existing. I think that is a good aspect that could be coming up in the next couple of episodes, because we'll get to meet some of the characters when they were younger, which could explain why they are the way they are. And I find that fantastic. Those are a lot of the things that I love in origin movies, especially when they never tell you why someone is the way he is. Why is Mick so fascinated with fire? Why is he a pyro fanatic? And why does, well, no, they actually explain Stark's story a little bit better, but everything else, how did Ray just become, enticed in just building this suit? Obviously, we've had Martin's story, so I think that would be fantastic to dive into for me. Now, unfortunately, the bad in this episode for me, the top thing that I think I can live without, is this whole story with Kendra and Carter. I think it's starting to run its course now that Carter's not even in the episodes anymore. I understand he was in last week's episodes, but just as flashbacks. I would not mind them doing this whole back and forth through time thing if Carter was still alive, but now it's just starting to get a little old for me because we're having flashbacks from her from every single episode, and it's just pulling me out of the episodes just a little bit, just enough to where I'm just banging on a bridge, but then they always do something to bring me back in. Now, I'm not hating on Kendra's character. I do find her character fascinating. It's getting a little old for me. And the second thing that I'm a little upset about is the hunters themselves. Based on the episode from last week, once Mick told us that they have brought the hunters to bring him in and the rest of the team, I felt that they would, that couple second scene that they built something that could have lasted a couple of episodes, and yet the very first time we meet the hunters, they're all killed off. And I think that was just wasting of some good potential problems for the team later on, considering the fact that they just can't outrun these hunters no matter what time they go. I understand we got that with Kronos, but at the same time, these hunters were supposed to be better than Kronos. And the fact that we killed them off the first time we see them in the episode just did not do it for me at all. And speaking of that, the last thing that I didn't like was the fact that Ray Palmer is just all of a sudden okay with killing. He killed one of the hunters himself, flying through him in his mech suit. I did not know that Ray was okay with just killing someone, considering the fact that he was supposed to be one of the top heroes of the team, to where you don't kill someone, you would either arrest him or you detain him. And I thought that's where they were going with the whole Stillwater gang, to where he didn't hurt or kill any of them, but he had no problem killing one of the Time Masters. Now, with that being said, I do believe that the Pilgrim will bring up multiple problems for him, because now you have two people on the team who know extremely about her. So now we're gonna have to go back in time and figure out who she's aiming for next. Based on the cliffhanger, the kid at the end of the episode looked like Mick. And did she actually fire the shot? Is that actual present time when we saw that, or is that just gonna be a scene that'll be stuck into the next episode itself? Now, with that being said, I'll still give the episode an 8.5 because I thought my good still outweighed the bad for the episodes. It was another filler episode, but it was good for a certain number of the characters, so we would still get a good sense of who they all are. Now, I appreciate you guys for watching this. I finally got it up on my YouTube page. On behalf of me and the creator of this webpage, Damian Martin, you can find him on any other social media, just at Damon Martin, and Nerdcore Movement across all of the social medias too. I do thank you guys for watching this episode. I'm the D-Dot. Feel free to follow me on my Facebook or my YouTube page at Daryl Smith, at DarolSmith, or you can follow me on my Instagram and Twitter just at the D.3152. I appreciate everybody, and we will see you next time with a couple more episodes. We're going to be doing The Flash. We're also going to be doing Arrow, so you'll be getting about 3 episodes a week. I appreciate you guys, and until next time, peace!